Hi, I'm Susan Danta. I'm the course leader here at AFTRS, taking care of postgraduate programs, and I'm here to answer some questions from you about our master's programs. So the Masters of Arts Screen is available in 10 disciplines. There's documentary, directing, producing, screenwriting, editing, cinematography, production design, sound, music, and animation. So the application tasks may be a bit daunting, but don't worry too much about that. We just want to, again, hear more about you and remember to just give us details about who you are. We only know what you tell us, and people forget just the value of, their own uniqueness and to include that in their application. So you can send in a really polished application, but sometimes, we just don't really get a sense of who the applicant is, and just because an application is polished doesn't mean that we're really getting a sense of that creative vision. So I'd really encourage you to include bits of information about your interests, who you are, what drives you, and what your creative vision is. When you apply for a master's program at AFTRS, you do select one of 10 disciplines. The directing discipline, as you can imagine, is our most popular discipline, and it's by far the most competitive, and cinematography is probably the second most competitive stream to apply for. A number of our applicants have trouble deciding which particular disciplinary stream to choose, and we recommend that in those instances you select one key discipline that you would like to apply for, and also you may want to consider applying for another discipline, just in case you're not successful in your first choice. However, once you've been enrolled in your program, you are unable to change disciplinary streams. The discipline that you're enrolled in is the one that you'll be participating in primarily for 2 years, and we need at least 2 years to ensure that you're getting the full level of deep disciplinary skill sets during your time here, and that's why we won't allow for students to change midstream. In regards to relevant experience, it does vary from discipline to discipline. For an area that's more craft-based, some of our applicants actually are transitioning, say, from theatre into film, and that's fantastic. Any kind of creative exposure that you have, experience working collaboratively across creative teams, we regard very highly. So we're really looking for diverse voices and really different perspectives here at AFTRS. It's such an enriching experience for students to be in amongst a cohort from lots of different types of life experiences and backgrounds. So we do have a number of scholarships to be able to support all different types of people from lots of different types of backgrounds to participate in the program. And the information about scholarships are available on our website, and for students who are relocating from interstate, there's information about the support that's offered there through scholarships as well on our website. So once you've finished your application, that comes through to myself and all the heads of disciplines, as well as external professionals who we invite in to be part of the selection committee. It's a merit selection process, and each one of us looks at all applications and assess them across the selection criteria that is listed on the website. Then we convene and cross-reference all of our results and put recommendations forward for students that we would interview for the next round. The shortlisted candidates will be interviewed, and after the interview process, offers will be sent out, and offers are usually sent out just before Christmas. Producing is offered in 2 different programs in the postgraduate space. There's the Master of Arts Screen Business and Leadership and the Master of Arts Screen Producing. The key differences are the Master of Arts Producing is a very hands-on film production based course, whereas the Master of Arts Screen Business is very much focused on business and finance. So you can think of the MASBL as a part-time business-oriented program, and it's looking really at the entrepreneur at a business level, whereas the Master of Arts Screen Producing is more working with larger creative teams across the 10 disciplines and leading projects at a production level. AFTRS has amazing resources, and I think for any student who would like to come here, I'd encourage everybody to come and visit the school or have a look at some photos of our facilities through our website, or even call our student centre or one of our ask to speak to one of our academic staff to find out what they'd have access to throughout their 2-year program. We also have very long-term relationships with our alumni, and we support our graduates to really nurture their careers once they're out there, and often they also come back to teach and give back to the school again. Of course, our biggest asset are our staff, who are award-winning industry practitioners. We've got practitioners who have won ACTRA awards, BFI awards, have been nominated, worked on projects nominated, or have won an Oscar. So we're very lucky here. It's a privilege for me to be working with staff here and to be engaging with such talented students to really give back to the industry and make sure that we have the most creative, dynamic and innovative graduates here in Australia. So AFTRS has world-renowned facilities for production. We have 2 enormous studios that are really designed for television, but also accommodate very large visual effects types of shoots as well. We get advice from industry and make sure that we're running the best equipment and making those resources available for our students every year. So we do review everything that we offer year on year and invest a huge amount in our facilities and resources for our students. So the program is designed to enable each of our students to really have some bespoke learning opportunities, and our students get one-on-one mentoring time with their head of disciplines. But beyond that, we also get in external industry professionals to come in and assess our students' work. So there's 4 points of contact that our students have with industry feedback, industry stakeholders giving them professional feedback on their progress to date. So our small class sizes actually are anywhere from classes of 2 to 6 within each discipline. So within any given discipline, there's a maximum of 6 students. In some instances, we have 7 students because a student may have deferred and come back, but we only accept 6 students maximum per year within a particular discipline. So part of the reason we have such small cohorts is that it enables the school to find unique opportunities, professional placement opportunities for those students. It's much more difficult to be able to accommodate larger cohorts, and we feel that we'll be able to confidently enable students to gain the skill sets and industry understanding to be able to be placed in a professional context within the 2 years that they've been studying with us. So the breakdown between theory and practice in the master's program is about 1/3 in theory research and 2/3 in practice. So as part of that breakdown, there's screen studies and research is making up 1/3 of the first year program, and then collaborative work and discipline-specific work making up 2/3 of the program. So it is very much a practice-based course, and even within the research component of that 1/3, students are actually conducting research through their practice. In the first year of the master's program, we have classes from Mondays to Wednesdays. So they're full day classes. There are the occasional Tuesday or Wednesday where students don't have classes, but for most Mondays to Wednesdays, students have face-to-face classes all day. And we don't teach on Thursdays and Fridays to give students an opportunity to continue with their own student-driven projects or work to sustain themselves throughout the program. So half of the program is really spent only within your discipline with your small cohort of peers, but the other half of the program is fully integrated with all of the other disciplines. And a key element of that experience is the collaborative exercises. So there are 2 key collaborations that students work on in year 1, and that sets up the student cohort to be able to get to know each other and start collaborating for their 2nd year major work, the capstone project. Some students have an idea of that capstone project early on, and for those students they can start having those conversations with the cohort through the collaborative practice subject, where they're in with everyone else and getting to know how, what some of the best energies are within that cohort and who to collaborate with. So when we're thinking about the overall cohort of students coming through, now if each discipline has between 2 to 6 students, we have around 40 students within a particular cohort of master's years. Now something that's very important is that you will be one of 40 students within the entire program that are really kind of operating at a high level. So it's quite energetic and extremely demanding, but super rewarding. I mean, we really hope to push you as much as you push us to really doing, exploring things that you wouldn't otherwise explore. So, we're here to guide you and support you, and we have experts in the building who are really able to answer a lot of tough questions from you, but we also expect that level of commitment from all of our students as well. We actually have a subject in second year for our master's students called professional practice, and we have a wonderful assignment where students are facilitated to contact really key people within their sector that they have strong affinity with or would like to interview, and our students interview industry practitioners, and it's a great way for our students to really go out and make personal connections with people that they strongly value within the sector, and often those interviews lead to further conversations that enable longer term opportunities for when they graduate. So I guess for graduates, they have fantastic opportunities to really find places for themselves in the area that they've been specialising in through our own contacts internally at AFTRS, but also all the industry partners that we get in to help train them over the 2 years that they're here. At AFTRS we actually have a Charter of Conduct, and it was developed actually by a number of our female students within the Masters program in partnership with a number of other female students across the school, and it's basically an acknowledgement of some of the challenges that are experienced particularly by women in the sector, and also for people in minority groups. So at AFTRS we reinforce this notion of supporting the Charter of Conduct, which is very much along the lines of respectful behaviour and really thinking very hard about the kind of collaborations that you become involved in. To think about having diverse voices, representing all sorts of diverse perspectives, and this notion is reinforced through all the collaborative exercises that we do throughout the 2 years. So we're a very small school. We really love talking to not just our students and our stakeholders, but for prospective students as well. So you can reach out to us at info@aftrs.edu.au, and if you want to chat with one of our heads of disciplines, just put that in the body of your email, and our lovely staff here will be able to redirect your email to make sure that it gets through to one of our industry experts. So we have a number of volunteers who come and help out on our student films. It's a really great way for people to get to know the culture of the school and the environment that they may be studying in the future. So if you have a particular discipline area that you'd like to be volunteering in, please get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. It's really quite an exciting experience, and we also like to help out and just give you a little bit of training while you're here. So we'd love to hear from you.